So hello everyone, in this audio class we will discuss the 20 most important questions and their answers from the chapter India, location and size. These questions will be very much important for your upcoming KVS and NVS geography interview. So let's get started with the question number 1. Why is India's location considered strategically important? So India occupies a central position in South Asia and lies at the head of Indian Ocean. This location connects East Asia, West Asia, Europe and Africa through important sea routes. It has promoted trade, cultural exchange and strategic cooperation since ancient times. For example, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located near the Strait of Malacca, one of the busiest shipping routes in the world. How does India's location influence international trade? International trade. India's long coastline and central position in the Indian Ocean facilitate maritime trade. Most of India's international trade is carried through sea routes because they are economical and efficient. For example, ports like Mumbai, Chennai and Visakhapatnam connect India with Europe, Africa and Southeast Asia. Next question, why has India been called the Indian subcontinent? So India forms a distinct geographical unit because it is bounded by Himalayas in the north and Indian Ocean in the south. It includes countries like Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and India, which share historical and physical similarities. For example, the Himalayas separate the subcontinent from Central Asia. So the next question is what is the significance of Indian latitudinal extent? So latitudinal extent, India extends from 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree 6 minute north. The Tropic of Cancer passes almost through the middle of India, dividing it into tropical and subtropical regions. For example, Kerala experiences tropical climate while Jammu and Kashmir has subtropical to temperate conditions. Next question, what is the significance of India's longitudinal extent? So India extends from 68 degree 7 minute east to 97 degree 25 minute east, creating a time difference of about 2 hours between the eastern and western extremes. For example, sunrise occurs much earlier in Arunachal Pradesh than in Gujarat. Next question, why does India have only one standard time? So to maintain administrative unity and convenience, India follows one standard time based on 82 degree 30 minute east longitude known as Indian Standard Time. For example, although sunrise differs in Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh, both follow the same Indian Standard Time. Next question, why was 82.5 degrees selected as the standard meridian of India? Because it passes almost through the center of India, ensuring a balanced standard time for the entire country. It passes near Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. Next question, how does the Himalayan mountain system influence India's location? So the Himalayas act as a natural barrier protecting India from cold Central Asian winds and influencing the southwest monsoon. For example, they help create fertile northern plains by giving rise to major rivers. Next question, how does the Indian Ocean benefit India? So the Indian Ocean facilitates international trade, fishing, maritime security and cultural exchange. For example, major ports like Mumbai, Kochi and Chennai support India's overseas trade. Next question, why is India's coastline economically important? So India's coastline of about 7,517 kilometers supports ports, fisheries, tourism and maritime trade. For example, Mumbai port and Chennai port are the major gateways for international trade. Next question, why are Andaman and Nicobar Islands strategically important? So they are located near the Strait of Malacca, one of the world's busiest sea routes. They strengthen India's maritime security and regional influence. Next question, what is the India's geographical advantage in South Asia? So India occupies in the central position in South Asia and shares land boundaries with many neighboring countries, promoting regional cooperation and trade. Next question, differentiate between a gulf and a strait. So a gulf is a large part of the sea. A gulf is a large part of the sea enclosed by land on three sides, whereas a strait is a narrow water passage connecting two seas. For example, Gulf of Mannar and Palk Strait. Next question, how has India's location promoted cultural exchange? So India's location enabled ancient maritime trade, leading to spread of Indian culture, Buddhism and trade to Southeast Asia. For example, cultural influence is visible in Indonesia and Thailand. Next question, why is India called a maritime nation? So India has a long coastline, island groups and important ports that support international navigation and overseas trade. Next question, name India's neighboring countries and explain their importance. So India shares land boundaries with Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar and maritime boundaries with Sri Lanka and Maldives. These neighbors are important for trade, security and regional cooperation. Next question, how does India's size contribute to geographical diversity? So India's large size results in diverse landform, climate, soils, vegetation and cultures. For example, from the Himalayas to Thar Desert and from Western Ghats to the Sundarban. Next question, why is India's location favorable for international connectivity? So India lies at the crossroad of important international sea routes connecting Europe, Africa, Asia, making it a major trade hub. Next question, why does the sun rise earlier in Arunachal Pradesh than in Gujarat? So Arunachal Pradesh lies farther east than Gujarat. Since the earth rotates from west to east, eastern part places experience sunrise earlier. Next question, does India need more than one time zone? Give your opinion. So as at present, India follows one time zone for administrative convenience. However, due to its wide longitudinal extent, some experts suggest an additional time zone for northeast to improve daylight utilization. Next question, and this is the last question for today. So why is the study of India's location important for a geographer? So India's location explains its climate, natural resources, trade, agriculture, transport, strategic importance and international relations. It forms the foundation for understanding the geography of India. So thanks for listening. Keep listening for further audio classes. Thank you.